Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video over on Ark Survival Ascended. And in this video, I am going to show you how to raid any base using a scorpion. Now, it's an invincible scorpion technique, so you can literally raid any base with it. It's pretty useful, and well, you can use it and a few other tames as well. This one happens to be the best, the Pulmona Scorpius, that is, because obviously, people know about the Paraceratherium invincibility build where you can just put some gates up on the side of it and run just about any base, but that doesn't allow you to run a base that has smaller entrances, where a Pulmona Scorpius, however, because it can fit through a crouch hole, can run just about any cave and run turrets in the entire game. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to build it so you can see, just so we get close to them. Obviously, those turrets are shooting me, so we're going to go and back away from them. But those turrets right there are like an example of what it might be inside of a smaller cave or a rat hole, and you can use a Pulmona Scorpius to do it. Now, how do you do this, right? So the simple thing is the cart. Now, the cart essentially serves as a point inside of which, I'm going to go ahead and K mode here so you can see what I'm talking about. It basically serves as an extension of the actual creature. So when I get close enough to it, they're going to start shooting the cart as if they were part of this creature. Come on now. All right, so you can see that it's actually shooting the cart, and it takes that damage, and that's how it works. So what you can also do is you can build on a cart, however, and because the Pulmona Scorpius is so small, it can quite literally fit into any area and drag a cart inside of it. So what you can do is you can go ahead and toss down ceilings. You can see that they get placed nice and easily on the outside of this cart, which is super useful. We'll talk about that in just a second here. Or you can take some of these bad boys right here, some foundations, and then try and make them fit nice and even, just like this. It's really going to make me do that. I'm going to pick it up. But you can toss down foundations on the back of a cart. Really? Come on, game. As soon as I said I could. There we go. All right, so there's two of them, right? So there's two foundations, and then obviously you can see I can toss down some metal ceilings, and you can't go super far away, but right there, obviously you can see that I've gone one in either direction. So once you've done that, you can take a gate just like this and place two gates like that far away from each other. Now you can also do something pretty neat with this one. Let's see if I can get it to actually place. It's not going to place right now, but I'll show you in a second. So now we've actually created a metal gate wall on the back side of this thing. Now the next thing that we have to cover is the underneath side of this. So we're going to go ahead and use a couple of ramps in order to block the back side of this. Now notice how I can't actually block the inside because it's technically too far away, but you can place walls conveniently right there. So now you can't place them there, but really what you could do is, if you didn't want to use the these guys right here, you can place walls. And I'm just trying to show you what it looks like from the other side here. Come on now. Really game? You gonna make me do this? So basically we're just trying to soak up as much line of sight as possible. Really? There we go. Okay, cool. Now you cannot place them here, notice that, but you can take the actual metal roofs and place them down. And now we've got basically a completely covered cart with a completely covered backside. Now what you can also do is use the actual metal ceilings right here and build up with, come on, build up. You're not gonna let me build up right now, game. It's gonna make me attach it over there. Oh well, doesn't matter, you can see the point. So you can use that guy as well. And we're just trying to use as much of this as possible to block off as much as possible for this lovely creature that we have right here. So we're just going to keep building. And again, there's multiple ways to do this. This is just the way that I have a tendency to do it. I wanted to show you a cool way, but I can't get it to work right now. So, all right. So see how we've got more being blocked there. We're going to go ahead and toss up. You can get more metal gateways. If I can make it work, I will. If I can't, I won't. But it's looking like I'm not going to be able to at this moment in time. There we go. Oh, there's one foundation. Come on, let me put the other one down, game. Don't want to snap right now. Let me not snap. Really? There we go. There we go. That's what I was looking for. All right. So now that we've got that in place, we're going to try and actually protect him a little bit more. And again, the more you can place, the better off you are. You can place one there. You can place them all over the place. You can place them however you want to place them. Some of the best. Oh, really? It's not going to let me do it, even though it's right there. Game, it's frustrating. All right, we're not going to do it, but you can get it perfect so you can have two more up in front. But again, all we're looking for is protection of this guy. So we've got our metal gates right now. And I want you to see kind of what it looks like. Kind of hilarious looking. We have basically a giant structure off the back side of this thing. Now, you can place these however you need to. I'm going to go ahead and face the turrets like this. And just so you can see, I'm backing up with this thing where those turrets would normally be able to shoot me. And obviously, because we have line of sight blocked them with this saddle on top of this scorpion, they can't do anything. So you can essentially push anything that a Paraceratherium can't push with a scorpion. And because they're so small, they fit into pretty much every little hidey hole. And they're very maneuverable. See how I'm getting close to this like turret on the right hand side? If I wanted to, what I can do is I can rotate a little bit more because it was getting close to me. I'll go back into K mode. I'll kind of do like a circle. And notice how we've just backed up into these turrets completely. There is nothing that these turrets can even do. And I can hop off my tame because I've got line of sight on these things. I can walk all the way back to these turrets. And I can even K mode if I really wanted to. And then if I don't want to K mode, I can use toggle photo mode. And then once I'm inside of this area, look at that. I am right next to all of these things. And that is how you use a scorpion to raid pretty much every little cheeky rat hole in the entire game. So obviously you can see that that's how you get close. You could toss some C4 right next to me right now and obviously start blowing things up. And yeah, pretty freaking useful to be able to do something like that. Now there's a few different builds that you can use, right? So you can use a Pulmina Scorpius in order to do this. They are very fast when you're actually walking with them like this. And because they're so small, it gives them the ability to fit inside of just about any region. If you're looking for more of a speed tame to do this with, like to speed run something, you can use a Gallimimus technically. You can also use, just so you can see some of the list of things, you can use a turtle, which can be, I mean, I'm sure you can think of how useful that is, because a turtle, its shell prevents it from taking pretty hefty damage, and some people have some very tanky turtles. Now, if you wanted to also use one of these lovely creatures, a stag, you can also use one of them because they also have a cart area. So now, Megaloceros, where is it? I can never spell it right, Megaloceros. And then we'll get out a cart. And then you can also see Megaloceros and platform cart. You can get it just like that behind this guy as well. Now, the only issue that you want to be aware of for this technique, right, is the cart technically counts as a damageable area as a part of the Megaloceros. So I'm going to recommend completely box the cart as like your first step. Now, if you really want to, you can technically go around like I am right now and use the cart to your advantage and take it like this. And there we go. So you can see I've got like a cart with an extra 1x1 layer on the outside of it. You cannot place things further than that, obviously, but you can use that to your advantage in order to place things. Now, I want you to keep this in mind, right? Because you can't count as a snap point. You can't build it as a snap point, so you're going to have to actually build a foundation in order to build gates successfully. But it's up to you if you want to do that or not. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the gate technique because it works a lot better. Now, other things that you can do in order to make this thing work even better, right? So foundations are your friend. We're going to go ahead and move this as far back as we can, just like that. Now notice how we've got two as close as we can get them, and it's just about dead center. When you have them dead center like that, you can split like that. Now, if we can do it for the front side as well, we're obviously going to be able to block even more damage and just use the little, like, see the two little things right here? We're using that as our centering point. So as long as we're in the middle of the two of those, you're usually able to get two of these metal gateways in place, but it's clearly being a problem right now. It's just like, no, we don't want you to. All right, there we go. Perfect. So now that we've got a double decker here kind of concept, you can also place them up the side in order to block. And now we've basically got a boxed in section right here, so you can literally hide whatever you need inside of this. And I've used this one before. There's the gate, there's that gate, there's that gate, there's that gate. And again, come on, a little bit more. And without doing anything else, you can see that I've got this giant structure, right? Now, the only thing that we need to block from that point after having this up right there is the underneath section. So the best thing that you can do is use ramps to block as much as you can. So just toss up a bunch of those ramps. Too far away. It's not going to let me place it. Are you serious, game? Really? Really? Really, game? But, again, you get the point, right? So you can place ramps and kind of just load them up down here because that's our goal here, to block as much damage as possible. So you're just trying to do this and make as much line of sight blocking as possible. All right, so now you've essentially got a giant box right there. There's no way that Megaloceros is going to be taking damage. And as long as you can protect the cart, which is what we're looking for, that's the main goal. Now, really? You're going to let me place that there? What? I saw it place for a second, game. Let me place it then. Okay, really? All right. It was gonna let me place it, and then it decided against it. Oh, I've never tried it this way, but I have a theory right now. So if I can place this underneath, and then a metal ceiling, maybe? Oh, I saw it for a split second. Okay, so there's the ceiling. So I'm gonna try and place another ceiling on this foundation there. If you can place a ceiling, I think you can place a ramp. Yep. You can. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so there we go. Didn't get it perfect, but you can see how we've got the ramp on that backside now protecting it. So now the more we can actually prevent from the sides, because that'll still take damage, the better off we are. Really, you're not going to... Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh. Nope, not going to let us place it there. But again, we can block this in. Like that. All right, so you can see how well protected we are right now. I can make it more and more and keep going further and further with this in order to kind of push this guy up. But obviously we're pretty set right now. And I can pretty much walk my entire way back with this Megaloceros. And again, not worry about taking a single piece of damage. Just like that. So yeah, that's pretty freaking cool. It's literally just a giant raid bus if you want to think about it that way. The Megaloceros is completely damageable from the front, but the cart is going to be soaking it from that backside. And yeah, you can see that those turrets are just, they have no idea what's coming for them. Now, the more you can place on this thing, obviously, the more line of sight that it blocks. And because it counts as a structure, you can basically mesh the structure so you can get into a lot of those smaller caves. And that's kind of like our goal when you're raiding something like this. And the benefit of something that is of this size versus something that is like a Paraceratherium, I can turn this thing on a dime if I go out of K mode and I want to go, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Really, you're going to shoot me like that? I can turn it on a dime and then rotate backwards, just like this. I can rotate this way. And I think I've pretty much completely blocked everything, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm not, but I'm pretty sure nothing can damage me now. So, it's a little glitchy, and oh my goodness, it's going to give someone a seizure. Jeez. But you can see that we have a completely locked-in structure over here, so I could walk around the backside of this guy and just absolutely shred it. So, keep that in mind. So, hopefully this video is something that helps you out, but it's how you can raid with a Megaloceros, with anything that'll fit inside of that area. Obviously, that's, I don't know why it's like doing that right there. It's being crazy. Maybe it's because of the poop? I don't know what it is, but it's crazy. Yeah, so that's how you raid with one of these things, and not too difficult to do. You just build this giant structure on the backside of it. You can run really quickly, and anything that you can fit that stuff on the backside. So Pulmonus, Scorpius, Carbon, Nemus, Megaloceros, all of those small to mid-sized tames are perfect for raiding rat holes, perfect for raiding things like that, and hopefully this video is something that helps you out. All right, anyways, other than that, if you don't mind, smash that like button, leave a comment below, and then consider subbing to the channel. All right, Teach out.